Today I'm going to guide you through the steps to search the Alaska Native Language archives. So first thing you would do would open a browser that you're comfortable using. In this case I'm using Google Chrome, and type in Alaska Native Language Archive, and you'll see it come up there. So it should be the first thing that comes up when you search Alaska Native Language Archive, and if you click on the home page, it will bring you to this search page. So there's many ways that you can search the archive. For example, if you're interested in a specific word or phrase, you could type it in here. If you're interested in finding a specific speaker or contributor, you could type their name in here. For example, if you wanted to find all the recordings related to Roy Nelly, you would type their last name, then their first name. If you know the title of the item you're looking for, you can type it in here. And the identifier is a unique identifier related to each item in the archive. I'll show you what that looks like here in just a moment. But each one of these can be searched independently and then click search, or you could search a word or phrase along with a contributor in order to narrow down your search request. If you're coming to the archive for the first time and are just curious to find resources related to Kodiak Alutiiq or Sugpiaq, or anything from the Alutiiq Nation for that matter, I would recommend clicking over here on Collections on the left-hand side of your screen. So if we click on Collections, it'll bring us to a similar search screen. You can search the collections, or you can come down here and see each one of the unique languages that are represented within the Alaska Native Language Archive. In this case, we'll search Alutiiq or Sugpiaq, and then we'll click on Show Language. Once we click on Show Language, this will show all of the resources that have been identified as being either Alutiiq or Sugpiaq resources in some way. As we scroll down, you'll notice that you can start to see some of the general information. In this case, we'll see the identifier is the first thing listed for each item. This is that identifier that I mentioned earlier, where it's unique to each object. You'll also notice that there's a title related with each object, contributors or who helped create the item, and then the language. Hopefully the language will all be Alutiiq or Sugpiaq, but you'll notice in some cases there are two languages. In this case we see Yupik, Central Alaskan, alongside Alutiiq Sugpiaq. That means that this object has both languages represented in it in some way. Furthermore, you can see down here that there's also two languages, Alutiiq Sugpiaq and Unangan. If you notice, there's also in some of these a little CD icon. If we click on this item, we'll notice that that CD icon means that there's some sort of media attached to this item specifically. So in this case, we see that it is an alphabet, we see some descriptive information, the citation if we were to be using it in academic research, the contributors, the date, the type. This is whether it's text or audio, and in this case we'll see that it's text, and so we'll see that it's a PDF. Notice that this is clickable. We can click on this item and we'll bring up the actual object itself. On your screen you'll also notice that you can download the item or print the item if you're so interested. Going back to the search, let's look at an item that doesn't have that CD next to it, that CD icon. What this is a simple description of the item. So you'll see the unique identifier up here at the top, the title of the object, the description, and comments. You'll notice that this is pretty minimal information. If you'd like to learn more about this object, what you can do is copy this identifier and reach out to the Alaska Native Language Archive through their Contact Us over here on the left-hand side of the screen. This object, though, right now is not available digitally online. Only the objects with this small CD icon are available online. Another way that we can search is if we go back to the home. We can go back home by going to this upper left-hand corner of our screen and click on Home. And I'll show you how you can search another way. Let's say, for example, we want to find resources related to fishing. We'll type in fishing in our words and phrases. Let's choose the language that we want to find resources in, and that would be Alutiiq or Sugpiaq, and then we'll click on search. This will bring up all the items that are related to fishing in some way in the Alutiiq language. In this case, we'll notice that each one of these items has a media resource associated with it. Let's click on this first one. Here we have more information related to this item. We see that it's a short Alutiiq narrative, some descriptive information with time tags in it, so if we want to listen to it, we'll have some hints as to what they're talking about. Comments, as well as contributors, when it was recorded, and in this case it's a sound recording. We'll see that this sound recording was made in Old Harbor and is part of the Lear Koniag Alutiiq audio collection. If you'd like to hear this item, you can click on the file and it will open the file for you.
Okay. Why? To me,
So you can listen to the audio file within the web page itself. You can adjust the volume by clicking on this, sliding your toggle. You can also download the file by clicking this icon right here, so you could listen to it on your phone or on your iPad or iPod, or save it on your computer so you can take your own notes. When you're done searching for anything, you can always go back home and continue to search in other ways. Let's go back real quick to that last resource. You'll notice that in some cases, names are also hyperlinks. If we click on one of these hyperlinks, we'll be brought to all of the resources that are created or feature that unique individual. In this case, Roy Nelly only has one resource. If we go back and click on Jeff Lear, we'll be able to see all the resources associated with Jeff Lear's name. Most importantly, keep in mind that if you ever have any questions, the staff at the Alaska Native Language Archive are always there to help. You can either contact them by going to this Contact Us tab right here on the left, or if you scroll down a little bit, you'll notice that there is an email address right here, along with a phone number, or if you prefer snail mail, there's always an address right here as well.